What's up guys, Rising AM Disc Golf here, and we're back for another video. Today, we're going to be doing a mini review on the pretty popular Latitude 64 fuse. Let's go. So guys, like I said, this is going to be a mini review on the Latitude 64 Opto fuse. Today I actually have it in a chameleon plastic, but it's not Opto X, it's regular Opto, so it's gonna fly the same as any other Opto fuse you might get out there. This one just looks prettier. To start off, this is 173 grams, so pretty close to max weight, and the fuse has gained popularity in the past year or so from dynamic disc team player Jordan Castro, who's really praised it, and for good reason. This disc is so versatile, so let's just get right into it. This is a pretty thin rim disc, so as thin as they're gonna come, and it's got a bit of a bead on the rim, and it's medium depth. It's not too shallow, it's not too deep. This is great for any hand size. Small hands will be able to get their hand around this rim, and big hands will be able to manage as well. Okay, so moving on, the flight numbers of the Latitude 64 fuse are speed 5, glide 6, turn -1, and a fade of 0. So even though we know flight numbers aren't always accurate, I think these are very accurate. Starting off with a speed 5, it's a speed 5 just because that's like your standard mid-range slot. It's not slow down to like a gatekeeper, which is speed 4. It's definitely a speed 5. It'll get out there. Glide 6 for sure. This thing will glide so long, as you'll see in clips coming up pretty soon. And that -1 and 0 for the flight, I would agree. Maybe even -1.5. Maybe it's just this one. This one's pretty filthy, but I think -1 and 0 fade is pretty accurate. So moving on to the flight of the fuse, when I throw the fuse flat, depending on the wind and the height, it's gonna go, and I'm gonna get a nice pan to the right. It's never gonna think about fading, but depending on how hard I throw it, maybe just like 70%, it'll just get a nice pan out to the right, finish at around 250, 270. Not too far, like maybe 280, but not on a flat angle. It'll just kind of come out, and it won't cut roll, it'll just come next to the ground. I threw it on an Anheuser, but that just kind of turned into a weird roller. I guess you could use it as a roller if you like rolling mid-ranges, but where I saw the real beauty of the fuse is when I gave it a little bit of hyzer. So when I gave it a little bit of hyzer, it would pop up right out of my hand, and it would go just dead straight, maybe a little bit of turn, and even a little bit of fade at the end, but it would go so far, probably pushing 300, 310 feet. And one of the throws you saw, I had a bit of a tailwind, and I threw it kind of nose up, so it actually faded out a bit at the end, even though I throw it with hyzer and it popped up. But I also threw it with a bit of a headwind on a hyzer, and it popped up, turn, and then it faded back at the end and went super far. So story of the fuse is, it goes really far, comfortable fit, and it's a great woods mid-range in my opinion, because it'll hold a nice turnover, it'll go straight with a bit of hyzer, and you don't need to throw it very hard for it to do what you want. I think it'll be really good for me out on the woods courses. I can just pop it out there with like 70% power, and I'll be able to see a good flight out of it, instead of having to reach for an EMAC Truth and maybe power it up to see some turnover. So that's where I'll be using the fuse in my bag. So thank you guys for checking out the video. If you liked it, please go over there and subscribe. Make sure to go follow me over on Instagram, where you will not miss any of the posts, and go check out some other videos. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace. God dang it.